like advertisements for an old-timey roadshow, getting distributed only at the last minute. But word quickly spread. Lightfoot knew all about it. Fans were thrilled to learn that Dylan had new songs and that he and Baez were performing together for the first time in a decade. Then there were all the famous musicians on stage at once. Additional guests were hopping on and off like passengers on a train. Joni Mitchell was supposed to appear only at Niagara Falls, but she enjoyed the tour's communal feeling so much she stayed on for several dates. Now Dylan was inviting Lightfoot to take part in the crazy star-packed shows scheduled for Toronto. Dylan and his entourage dropped by Lightfoot's home the night of November 30th to discuss it. Things got a little testy with Baez, Lightfoot recalls. Bob and I had to negotiate with Joan right there on the second floor of my house, because she was worried about the running time. She kept saying, "There isn't enough time, Bob, there isn't enough time." Joan was kind of uptight, but a great lady. In the end, Bob just said to me, "You're booked anyway." Lightfoot was officially on board. As he casually told a newspaper reporter the next day, "They gave me a buzz when they got to town to come down and do a few tunes, and that's just what we're going to do." Like it was no big deal. Maple Leaf Gardens, home of Lightfoot's favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, was Canada's most storied hockey shrine. But the arena also hosted plenty of concerts, including Dylan's last Toronto appearance, when he shared the stage with the band. The 15,000-seat venue quickly began filling up for the first Rolling Thunder show. Backstage was buzzing. The scene was a who's who of rock nobility. Elton John was there. So too were David Clayton Thomas of Blood, Sweat and Tears fame, and Ronnie Hawkins, the man who'd groomed the band for stardom. Up to this point, the concerts had been running close to 4 hours. Dylan was in charge, orchestrating everything. He was clearly pleased to have Lightfoot along. On the first night, before singing a stark duet of Dark as a Dungeon with Baez, Dylan dedicated the traditional ballad to Lightfoot, who'd first sung it while still a member of the Two Tones. "We're going to do this one for Gordon tonight," Dylan announced. "Gordon Lightfoot, is he still here?" Then looking around, he whimsically added, "Thought I saw him walking toward the door. Stop him." During his next set, before a mesmerizing solo performance of Love -0, No Limit, Dylan called Lightfoot one of my favorite songwriters in the world. Rolling Thunder's cast shone brilliantly as well. Mitchell delivered a riveting version of her song Coyote. Elliott paid warm homage to Woody Guthrie with Mule Skinner Blues. And Baez sang the haunting Joe Hill and 2 moving songs in tribute to the band, Long Black Veil and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down. Then she joined McGuinn for a soaring rendition of the Byrds' epic 8 Miles High. Dylan had given Lightfoot an important slot in the show, right before his own final set. It took a long time for Lightfoot to come out. He was backstage tuning guitars, his usual pre-concert ritual. Baez, acting as MC, entertained the crowd with her impressions of comedian Lily Tomlin's best-known characters. Then, when it finally came time, Baez introduced Lightfoot. As he walked on stage, Lightfoot looked every inch the handsome hometown hero, clad in denim, with sleeves rolled up, ready to work, the spotlight illuminating his blonde curls. He'd started out a decade earlier, playing a small room at Steele's Tavern, a few blocks away on Yonge Street. Now he had the prime spot at the hottest concert of the decade. Backed by his usual sidemen, bassist Rick Haynes, guitarist Terry Clements, and pedal steel player Pee Wee Charles, Lightfoot launched right into a brand new song, Race Among the Ruins. It was his latest poetic take on a tumultuous romantic life. "The road to love is littered by the bones of other ones," he sang, who by the magic of the moment were mysteriously undone. The audience loved it. Lightfoot's songs always took listeners on a journey, drawing them into stories rich in emotion and without a trace of artifice. Next up, he sang The Watchman's Gone, one of his many songs steeped in railway imagery. By the time he closed with Sundown, his taut tale of sexual jealousy, Lightfoot had everyone cheering wildly. The following night, he added Cherokee Bend, about injustices suffered by First Nations people, and finished with High and Dry, an upbeat number he liked to call a toe.